What are the advantages and disadvantages of living in Spokane, Washington versus North Idaho? These two areas are geographically so close together, but there are many differences to consider. In this video, I will go over 5 main points to consider as you decide where to put your roots down long term. Thank you for watching. My name is Leslie Simpson and I am a realtor here in North Idaho. I make a new video every week on life and real estate here in North Idaho. I'm also Washington licensed, so if you are considering a move to Idaho or Washington, I can help you. Please take a quick moment to subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications so that you don't miss my weekly upload. And if you want to chat about your move here, you can reach out anytime. My contact information is in the description down below. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are so close geographically. It's about a 45-minute drive in between them. So they can't be all that different, can they? I'm here to tell you that yes, they can, and they are very different places to live. So let's go over 5 things to consider that are either advantages or disadvantages to each area. First, you have to consider taxes. I am talking about state income tax, property taxes, sales tax, and excise tax. I have helped many buyers relocate to Washington, where the main driver of their move was retirement and it was income tax related. There is no state income tax in Washington. However, here in Idaho, state income tax is just shy of 6%. So while you save on income tax in Washington, in Idaho, property taxes are a lot less. This home is on the market in Liberty Lake for $530,000. It is a 1,400 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and their 2024 property taxes were $4,200. This home is just over the state line in Idaho in Post Falls, and it is an 1,800 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home listed for $540,000, and their property taxes were $3,028 in 2024. Sales tax. The base sales tax rate in Idaho is 6%, and the local sales tax adds up to 3%. Here in Coeur d'Alene, sales tax is at 6%. Washington sales tax rate is 6.5%. At the state level, and in Spokane specifically, the tax rate is 9%. Now, excise tax, which is a tax on the sale of real property. At the state level, the tax is graduated based on the sales price of the home. At $500,000 or less, the tax is 1.1%. From $500,000 to $1.5 million, it goes up to 1.28, and from 1.5 million to 3 million, it goes up to 2.75%. For price points above $3 million, it is 3% of the sales price. Spokane also has an additional 0.5% to tack on at the local level to excise tax. So this should be a consideration, because if you buy the home for $530,000 and you're going to sell it in a few years, you are going to pay $9,400 in excise tax, versus in Idaho, you do not have that cost. The second point to consider is the school systems and education. Coeur d'Alene public schools generally receive good ratings with a very strong emphasis on extracurricular activities, and since it's a small community, there is this very nice, close-knit community feel. Spokane has much larger school districts and a greater variety of both public and private school options, including magnet schools. In Idaho, we do have a variety of charter schools to choose from that help expand options for parents. Spokane is just a much bigger area. So geographically and population-wise, it's so much bigger than North Idaho, and the schools can offer a broader range of specialized programs, probably more so than Coeur d'Alene or other school districts here in North Idaho. I can't talk about schools in Idaho without bringing up school funding. Idaho public schools only receive about 75% of the funding that they need to operate from the state. So they rely heavily on levies to bring in that additional funding. Out of all of the states in the United States of America, Idaho spends the least per student on educational funding. Whereas in Washington, they spent about $18,300 per student in the 2022 to 23 school year, whereas Idaho spent $9,800 per student in that same year. Point number 3, crime and safety. This one may be obvious, but let's talk about it anyways. Coeur d'Alene is a much safer area to live in than Spokane. Crime rates are lower in Coeur d'Alene overall, In Spokane, there is more property crime, substance abuse, and gang-related violence. However, as Coeur d'Alene grows, there are growing concerns about rising property crimes due to just the influx of people and also tourists during tourist seasons. And it's also worth considering that crime has been declining in Spokane over the past couple of years, and parts of the city are considered quite safe. So it's not like it's bad everywhere. So if you are prioritizing safety though, I think you would appreciate North Idaho's relatively low crime rate. Another important factor to take into consideration is home prices. It is definitely more expensive to buy a home in Coeur d'Alene than Spokane. Looking at the big picture, the median sales price in Coeur d'Alene over the past 2 years was $550,000. If you wanted to spend under $300,000, you can. You're gonna need to go out to Silver Valley, which is east of Coeur d'Alene, or you're gonna have to go south in Benoit County. And in those areas, the median sales price is below $300,000. In Spokane, the home prices tend to be less, with the median sales price at $417,000 for 2024. Spokane definitely has more sub $300,000 home options in more urban settings, whereas in Idaho, if that's your budget, you are probably gonna end up pretty rural to find something at that price point. The last category is pretty vague, and for that, I apologize. I'm just gonna call it lifestyle. I don't know what that encompasses, but here we go. Coeur d'Alene is a beautiful city, charming downtown, but it's not a busy urban lifestyle. It's not gonna be like what you're gonna find in Spokane, like downtown or the more urban setting. We have some theater and arts, we have shows, but Spokane definitely has more of a scene when it comes to art, entertainment, concerts, etc. Here in Coeur d'Alene, we have Hayden Lake and Lake Coeur d'Alene. We have the Twin Lakes. We have a lot to offer when it comes to opportunities for boating and that lake lifestyle. So if you like kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, sitting on the beach and looking at the water, you're gonna love that here. North Idaho also boasts 3 different ski resorts. We have Schweitzer in Sandpoint, and then Lookout Pass and Silver Mountain out in the Silver Valley. Those are all within an hour, whereas Spokane has only 2 ski resorts within an hour of them. Both areas offer tons of outdoor activities like hiking and biking. There is a stark difference in the job markets between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Spokane is a much bigger metro area and has a lot more options when it comes to work. North Idaho offers a slower pace of life with more limited urban amenities such as dining and cultural events. Last but not least, I'm gonna throw it in there for all of you who are too shy to ask. North Idaho is very conservative, so if that is your jam, you would probably appreciate similar values in this area versus Spokane. In conclusion, Coeur d'Alene is best for those who value low crime and a nature-rich, tranquil living in a smaller town lifestyle. However, in Coeur d'Alene, there are limited job opportunities and home prices are higher. Spokane has more amenities, more job opportunities, no income tax, a wide range of well-funded schools, but it does come with a higher crime rate.